woman forgot to fasten her seatbelt on a plane, but it ended up saving her life. Suddenly, the plane began shaking violently, then a huge hole tore open in the cabin. The people in front of her vanished in an instant. She was thrown from her seat. Her boyfriend tried to grab her, but the violent shaking made them lose grip quickly. She reached for him, but the cabin suddenly split apart. Her boyfriend disappeared before her eyes. The half of the cabin she was in plunged downward. She fought to get back to her seat and tightly fastened her seatbelt. Then the plane crashed into a forest. When she woke from the coma, she found herself in the wreckage. She couldn't believe what had happened was real, but the sharp pain from a metal spike piercing her calf pulled her back to reality. Without thinking, she grabbed the spike with both hands, gritted her teeth, and pulled it out with all her strength. She tore off part of her dress and carefully bandaged her leg. She staggered to her feet and shouted into the air, hoping for a response from other survivors. But the cabin was eerily silent. Just then, a search helicopter roared overhead. She screamed at the top of her lungs, but the dense forest blocked her voice. The crew didn't notice her. She refused to give up. She knew if there were helicopters, there must be ground teams too. She decided to use a stick as a crutch and return to the cabin to wait. When she pushed through the trees, she froze. A tiger was feeding on a body. Her heart raced. She held her breath and stepped back slowly, then crunched a twig. The tiger turned toward her and began approaching. She knew she couldn't outrun it, so she stood still, praying for a miracle. Just then, another helicopter noise filled the air. The tiger fled at the sound. She survived for now. She grabbed a teddy bear from the ground, ripped off its tag and safety pin, and rubbed them together to create static electricity. She placed the pin on a leaf floating in a puddle to make a makeshift compass. Then she went to a stream, filled a bag with water, returned to the cabin for a thick jacket, and broke off the heels of her shoes. With these simple supplies, she started hiking through the forest, trying to find her way home. After crossing a mountain, her luck turned again. She saw a tiger resting not far ahead. It spotted her and stood up, snarling as it gave chase.